Okay, so we need to figure out who this therapist is. Who's really paying him? I know that he's court-appointed, but something about him, I don't trust him. Hey guys, this is Romie. This is my review for How to Get Away with Murder, Season 4, Episode 2. I'm Not Her. Now, this episode was good. It was good. By the way, I won't be muffled come this time next week. Thank you. Thank the Lord. My microphone adapter, I already had the external microphone for a while. I just need the adapter. So that's coming in. We're good. So please like, comment, subscribe. You won't have this muffled sound anymore. Great. Now it starts off with the therapist. He's saying, oh yeah, she's coming in now. I'll let you know how it goes. I said, wait a minute, what? Who is that? Why is he arguing with this person? What is going on? It doesn't make sense. Annalise is there. Annalise seemed off. She's off because she has a new case. She actually was researching her therapist, Isaiah. No, is it Isaiah or Isaac? No, it's Isaac. And what's going on with her is she's saying how she's in this hotel room. It's a lot cheaper. The maid comes, cleans up. It's perfect. And best thing of all is that it's her transitional period. He said, well, there's alcohol in the minibar. She threw it out. And I believe her. I believe that Annalise threw it out because she's trying to get better. Now, the reason why she's tired, because she's trying to see if she's tired because she's drunk. No, she has a new case, and the new case is actually someone familiar. Do you remember Miss Jasmine, if you're nasty? No, that was the older woman who helped her out in jail, helped protect her. And Annalise said, look, I'm here to help you out. I'm here to help you win this case. Jasmine's like, excuse me, you coming in here and you looking good. See, you got that fight. I'm sure you could have taken out anyone in this jail if you had that look in your eye that you have now. But what are you doing here? I'm here to help you. Oh, I can't afford you. Can you afford free? Yeah. That's nice. That's nice. Giving back. Someone who really looked out for you. Here we have Laurel still trying to figure out, okay, what is the ties with her father? She's trying to see if there's any type of illegal stuff currently going on. She can't find anything right now. Michaela sends her a text reminder, you better get ready and get going. Everyone is getting ready to get going, including Connor. Well, Connor's going off to interview while, oh my gosh, Oliver is going to his part-time job. I guess we can call it a part-time job because he's an IT person. So that's what he's going to do since Annalise disbanded that whole team and unit. So Oliver has to go and makes ends meet. I hate that phrase. Everyone's there. They're there to interview. And it's a mess because they're not like clearly gawking at them, but they know that they're all looking at them, trying to size them up, including Simon. I'm trying to figure out why Simon's still alive. I do not like him. He is trash. I do not. So he's still there. But aside from all that, it's interesting because remember, Connor and Laurel, they're not on good terms since Connor was there the night of what happened to Wes. We're never going to talk about that. And he left Wes there. And that's always hasn't sit well with Laurel. So they have that issue there. Everyone's getting prepped, ready to go. They're like, do you think people ask about Annalise and all of them? Michaela said, be prepared. That's going to be the first question that they ask. Just to let you know why you're really here. And like I said, Simon was there trying to, rub their nose in the fact that you guys basically failed out. And it's only because of Annalise's recommendation or wanting to see how was it working with the legendary Annalise. I mean, you have to give us Annalise for that many people to want to know what's going on with her. That means you're doing something. It doesn't necessarily mean you're doing something right, but it means you're doing something. And at least during the first go-round of the court hearing, she doesn't know about her friend's, past transgressions. And because of that, she loses, and now it's going to go to trial. There's some sealed information. And because this gets heavy, it gets heavy and it gets heavy quick. But while Annalise was leaving, she sees Bonnie and it's like, look, don't cause a scene. I don't want to do this right now. Bonnie said, don't worry, I'm not here for you. Assistant DA, Bonnie, so-and-so, Winterbottom. I'm thinking, wait a minute. Annalise really doesn't know. Annalise was shook. When I tell you Annalise had that look of, she was thrown off. So she's still telling her therapist about all of this. And the therapist is trying to figure out, all right, that's great and all, but I need you to go figure this out. What is it? It's everyone who's been through stuff. Well, anyone who's essentially recommended to me, they have to fill this out because I need to know all of your previous life hardships, whatever they were. So it's this full list of, rape, sexual abuse, incarceration, no, captivity, not incarceration, captivity, all of that. Annalise doesn't want to fill it out because she's like, all right, what are you trying to do to me? I'm trying to tell you my day. That is something that matters. She said, that's great, but we're not moving any further until you go and fill that out. And it's just weird because it's weird to see Annalise she's not on the losing side, she's just not in power. Annalise goes and talks to the lawyer she's against, and he lets it be known, look, Annalise, I'm really not against you. I'm just doing my job. You need to go and look into your client's past history because there's a lot that you don't know. You need to learn fast. Bonnie and Nate, they're at odds because Nate's trying to figure out, oh, so you're just here because it's a plan. It's a plan device to get information and bring it back to Annalise. I'm not dumb. She's like, look, Annalise fired me, so this isn't a plan, regardless of what you think. Part of me is like, I feel like it wasn't a plan, but it eventually becomes a plan. You know how that happens. It's all about where your true allegiance is. So back at the law, I guess, career day, everyone's interviewing. Connor gets screwed over because he's with these like frat boy, if you will, fraternity law firm dudes, and because this is to get a job, this isn't to get into college, this is to get a job. So I feel like Asher probably will have made a better fit, but these guys are kind of rough. So maybe even Asher, because Asher is one of those people that you don't want him around certain people because he's not the strong. He's strong-willed to a certain degree. He's kind of like Clay-Doh. You can mold him, and that's dangerous in that field. But yeah, they're drilling Connor, and Connor he didn't seem confident in what he was saying. They just kept questioning everything that he said. Michaela was on it, though. Michaela was like, look, I'm here because my grades are low. I was focusing on real world cases, but I jumped up, 7 points after all of that was said and done. That was the highest jump in my class. I'm committed. I want to win. I'm a go-getter. Michaela's saying everything that she needs to say, and you can tell she believes it. Laurel's just kind of there. Laurel's just kind of like, yeah, well, I'm just here because I want to pursue X, Y, and Z. Laurel's doing the bare minimum, and it kind of irks me because we find out a little bit later. Well, I'm jumping ahead. Asher, he's trying. He's really trying. And it's funny because he's just like, well, it was a mess, but I thrive under pressure because I'm still here. I'm still standing. I'm thinking, all right, if you say so. Apparently Simon's there. I think Simon got a bigger role this season. Oh, why? So we're replacing, again, like I said last season, we're replacing Wes with Simon. Both got on our nerves, but we still loved Wes. He got on our nerves, but we still loved Wes. There's a difference. Simon, you just want to... Oh my gosh. YouTube's probably going to flag this video too. It's like, what can I not say? I don't even curse. And yet YouTube's flagging everything. What else do I have to do? Should I just read the alphabet? Anyway. Annalise has to talk to her client, has to talk to Jasmine. I really hope that's her name. Because she sees the video and shows the video to Jasmine of Jasmine trying to solicit cops to get out of, being arrested. And she also had a gun on her. I don't know. It was probably her pimp's gun. But I'm just looking at her like, really? And Annalise is looking at her like, really? Why didn't you let me know? Why didn't you tell me? And then Jasmine said, hold up. Here's what you really want to know. She was sold to a group of, truck drivers or guys or whatever, to a pack at the age of 13. Her father sold her for drugs, for smack. And essentially like heroin. That's essentially what smack is. And Ever since then, no, when that initially happened, they all took turns with her until she basically felt numb. No, she still felt something. So she started to use drugs, and she would, have sex. They would pimp her out. She would just use the money to buy drugs because that was her way of thriving. That was her way of surviving. She could get put in jail. She'd come back out. The same thing would happen. It was a cycle for decades. And so she's there where she is now. So she doesn't know anything else. And she never had a great start at life. And so now Annalise understood, because when she was explaining, I said, oh my God, I feel it. I feel it. I feel what you're saying. And so Annalise is telling this to Isaac, and Isaac's saying, oh, well, then I guess that means that you can relate to this girl, because he's looking at the list to your client. You're taking this on because she didn't, you saw her out. She didn't seek you out. And she said, excuse me? Yeah, the whole sexual assault thing, that really touched you. And I looked at him like, excuse me, we're not doing this today. Even if that's partially the truth. How hard is it to understand that this woman was violated multiple times? She didn't even get a fair chance at life. And at least said, excuse me, don't even do that to me, because I had a mother who loved me. I had teachers who said that I could be something more. I could be a lawyer. I can be great. And I proved them right. I had a great, I had a lot of the positive things in my life. I'm not her. So don't you dare do that to me. And then he apologized. I'm jumping ahead, but then he was like, oh, I'm sorry. Sometimes I jumped the gun. I was actually, and he did heroin. That was his drug of choice. And now he's clean. So he was just trying to see if she was really telling the truth or not, because he can tell when people are lying or hiding stuff. And Annalise said, you know what? Last time that this went down, my therapist told him everything. Then we ended up together. And then she married him. That was Sam. Yes, Sam was the therapist. You almost forget, but because he was just so but that's not really how it is. And she figures this isn't going to work, because last time got close with the therapist and he told me stuff about himself, got together. So I can't do this. Now back to present day. Annalise is talking to this attendant because she's trying to see if she can get her clients, minor. When she was a minor, her files were sealed. She wants to go and get that because she knows that's how she'll win the case. She can't get it, so here comes Nate. He goes and helps her out, tells the woman, look, I'll go and get you X, Y, and Z. Just help her out. It's like, oh, okay. And then once Nate leaves, she said, oh, well, no, because Nate wanted to also see if Bonnie, not Bonnie. Yeah, Bonnie, if she was telling the truth. And Annalise confirmed it by saying, I fired Bonnie. I just wanted to remove everyone in my life. I mean, you told me I was toxic, so I pretty much moved everyone out of my life, pretty much helping them out. And why did the woman at the front tell him, by the way, are you two still together? I'm thinking, does it look like they're still together? The nerve of some people. Now, everyone I guess what's left of the Key in 5, they're going and discussing, what's been going on, their callbacks. Connor didn't get a call back. Laurel lies and says that she didn't get a call back, but she did. She just chose not to go. Asher got a call back. And Connor says, you know what, I just feel like, what's the point of being a lawyer? Because after everything that happened, I just feel like... And Oliver, of all people, said, hold up. You went and... He said, that's so white of you. I said, what? I said, wait, what? He said, that's so white of you. You've been through so much to get where you are now, and you feel like you don't deserve it. You feel like, no, that's all right. I'll choose something else. How does that make sense? How do you still have something and say, no, that's all right. No, I don't deserve this. I don't need this. Maybe it's just not for me. It doesn't make sense. And I like the fact that he actually said something. Now, we still have Laurel going and doing her Googles, because she's just researching what's going on with her father and the company and any companies attached to it. So now that Annalise finally has Jasmine's profile, she's just drained, emotionally drained, because she said this is, oh my God, this woman just, like I said, decade after decade, being arrested after arrested. So Jasmine is talking to Annalise, and Annalise said, you know what? It's like, what's that smug look on? I know how I'm going to get you out. What? Yes, I know how I'm going to get you out. So come on, get it together. Get it together. I got your back. Annalise is still talking to her therapist because she, like I said, she was like, how are you going to tell me that this isn't important to me? This was a win. So I just want to go and put it out there. Now, there's this law firm, was it Kaplan and Co., I think? No, Kaplan and Gold. So Kaplan and Gold is where Asher and Michaela both are interviewing, as well as Simon, of all people. Simon is there, and he goes and has the nerve to talk to Asher and say, you know what, I guess there's just some people who can't hang. I said, oh, excuse me? Excuse me? Because remember, his father, Asher's father, hung himself. And because Simon was also saying that this is just a tough world, it's difficult, this feel, you know, there's just some people who can't hang. Asher caught it and was ready to go. He dropped that glass so fast. Michaela said, get yourself together, go in that bathroom, kick the garbage, but do not come out here the same way you are right now. Fix yourself. Then she looked over in the same breath to Simon and said, look, little boy, if you ever talk to him, look in his direction ever again, I will take your balls, cut them off, and show them to you as a present. You got me? Simon was shook. That was the end of that conversation. And I said, see, this is the Michaela I like. This really is the Michaela I like. Connor was trying to salvage something, and he went to the last law firm that, you know, it's kind of like the do-good law firm you go to when all the other main ones are booked or not interested. And they caught it, they realized it, so they told him, thanks, but no thanks, we don't need you. And they were calling for Laurel Castile. And Connor was like, what? What? So now he knows something's not right here. Laurel is, you know, looking up information on her father. Frank is outside. Frank's telling Bonnie that, oh yeah, I'm not going to meet you for dinner because, you know, I'm just working really hard. I'm trying to go and get my degree back in order, my law degree. And, you know, we'll be fine. We'll be cool. Bonnie's over it. She's just thrilled that she can drink because she's just there all alone. She had to go and be sober with Annalise. That must have been hard for Bonnie because I'm sure there were a lot of moments where she just wanted to drink. Jesus. Frank comes to Annalise's hotel door room. Annalise said, not today, Satan, not today. Once she opened that door, though, Frank forced it open and said, look, I'm going to help you with, regardless if you want it or not. So take this and win. Take this and win. And I said, oh, okay. Because Annalise actually went to Bonnie at one point and was trying to see if she could get the sealed documents from Bonnie, her records. Annalise was just looking at her general record, her public records at that time. It wasn't her sealed records. Now she has her sealed records thanks to Frank. I'm thinking, Annalise, you're just gonna have to let Frank come back in because Frank is crazy. He's one of those people that you just keep close and look at. I'm like, oh hey, how you doing? You good? You good? Okay, I'm just gonna remove this knife, remove this gun. Okay, but we still good, right? Connor went over to Laurel's place, well, Laurel's apartment. She doesn't live there anymore. She lives out west. So Connor's not dumb. He's like, okay, the next place she would be is west. And he brought her mail. He came there to apologize because he acknowledged the fact that he just left Wes there essentially to die and it's killing him. And she finally gets some sense and says, you know what? It's not your fault. And she knows it's not his fault. That's why she's not blaming him anymore. That's the real reason. She didn't just get a heart. And you only knew Wes for a summer. Dated him for a summer. And now you're pregnant with his baby for now. This woman annoys me. So then she says, you know what? But I need your help. I need you to, promise something for you to forgive yourself. But that's not all. There will be more. Just stay tuned. Stay tuned. Annalise, she has this new information, and she brings along the judge that originally prosecuted Jasmine when she was arrested for the first time while she was a minor. And the judge was saying how, oh, we go and follow the same procedures for everyone. And Annalise said, well, I have the information for all the women who were prosecuted that year, because the judge was saying at that time, sex trafficking and all that was a new term that we still didn't have. And I'm thinking, ooh, you a liar. But Annalise looked at these other records, noticed how all the rest of them went to some type of detention center, rehabilitation. Jasmine was the only one that was just sent straight to jail. She was sent straight to imprisonment. Nothing to rehabilitate her, nothing to help her become a good woman. Not a good woman, but help her to become a stable woman who could have a new life. No, instead, what happened instead was you went and you put all these other women who were white, you put them through the nice system. You slammed the door, the book, everything. You slammed, you threw it, all like Jasmine, and she was the only black one. Now, I'm not calling you a racist, but I'm definitely calling you prejudiced. That's what I'm definitely doing. And so then Annalise kept going because the judge said, okay, stop. No, I'm not done yet. This woman, she went through life being used and abused and being put in the system, taken out, being put back in the system, being taken out, and just handled from person to person, pimp to prosecutor to, everyone at the jail. This is all she knows. She never had a real start at life. The system screwed her. And so I'm saying, forget the system. Do right by her once. Do right by her once. And so then Annalise wasn't sure if it worked anyway, because Annalise also wanted this woman's records, her prior records, to be expunged so that she could get a fresh start, so that she could get a job. And the judge came back and said, look, here's how this works. I can't go and, erase all of your prior transgressions. I can't. But I can seal them, just like your minor, your charges that you got when you were a minor were sealed. Everything will be sealed up till, this point. So you won't have a record. You can go and say whatever you want. We will put you through the system. We will help you find employment. We will do everything that should have been done for you when you were 13, when you were a minor. I have to apologize because this system let you fall through the cracks, aided in you being the person that you are today, never gave you a real fair shot. And I said, oh my God, no, I can't. I said, oh my God. Oh my God. And so Annalise is telling this story to Isaac because she said, because it's a win, because it felt good. But then she also let it be known that, because after the woman was out, she gave her money, she was crying, and she appreciated it, and then she left. Annalise said, look, I understand she's an addict. Aside from, doing the prostitution stuff, she's still an addict. So I expect her to call me a couple of months now saying that she needs money or she's in jail. I expect it, but I wanted to do something nice for someone. He said, no, you wanted to bet on someone. You saw the good in someone. You saw someone that needed assistance, and you could resonate with that. You wanted to do right by someone. That's all it was. There's nothing wrong with having hope that she could be something bigger, something more. I said, oh, Annalise. But now the fact that we saw her and they kind of wrapped it all up with a pretty bow, I'm thinking, well, we saw at the end. Maybe it has to do with her. Nate goes and he essentially apologizes to Bonnie, gives her the information that she needs, and it's just like, Lord, we need to, set up an Annalise support group, because it's just a lot with her. Yeah, it's a lot. Everyone's kind of just sulking at the fact, well, not everyone. Connor doesn't have anything. Michaela, she got what she wanted. Asher bombed it because essentially he let Simon win because his mind was out of it after what Simon did. Now, Laurel is still there. Laurel is there. Oh, Oliver is going to start his own company. I forgot. Oliver's gonna start his own tech company, so you know that'll be involved in some mess somewhere down the line. Laurel goes and finds Michaela because Michaela's just so happy. Michaela's like, yeah, hey, Halle Berry. But Laurel lets it be known, oh, so you got the job at that law firm, right? Great. At Kaplan? Great. Kaplan and Gold? I need your help, huh? I think my father killed Wes. Catch up. What? Yes, my father killed Wes. I don't know why. He killed Wes, but the law firm is involved with that, so I need your help. Look, Michaela had that look of... I'm thinking that maybe... I hope the Mahoney thing is done, because I feel like that's such a stretch. I didn't even care about that storyline when it happened. So now we fast forward, and now that someone said it, it doesn't look like a regular hospital. It looks like a holding cell almost. It's weird. That Laurel's at. And Isaac calls Annalise and says, you need to get here fast. You know, where are you? I'm thinking, what? Bonnie comes to the scene of a crime, because this is 2.5 months later, comes to the scene of a crime, and it's Annalise's hotel room. You know she has that big hotel room. And there was blood. Annalise is missing. I don't know. I'm thinking, is that Annalise's blood? Did Jasmine come back? Is she helping? Like, I don't know. Leave your thoughts below. Come back next week. The sound will be fixed.